All right, guys, welcome to another live stream. Welcome to another live stream. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. All right, so the government shutdown is coming to an end, hopefully by the end of today. It looks like the Senate has passed um, a package that they agreed upon, and now it's going to the House, and it looks like we're gonna be getting the House votes here at 7 o'clock. I think initially it was at 4 p.m., but now they pushed it back until 7 p.m. I'm not sure why they pushed it back. Maybe they just needed a little more time to go through it. But yeah, so let me check my mic before I continue, and then we can get into the market and maybe look at a little more information on this government shutdown. All right, give me just a second so we can take a look or take it back until 7 p.m. I'm not sure why they pushed it back. Maybe they just needed a little more time to go through it. But yeah, so let me check my. Okay, cool. So it looks like my mic is working. All right, so let's get an update of the market. Let's see how the market is doing, and then let's get some more updates on this government shutdown. So it looks like the S&P ETF Trust, it was up slightly today, so most likely the S&P did pretty well today. Equities broadly saw a rally. It says Dow Jones Industrial Average closed above 48,000 for the first time ever. And again, this could be because of all this positive news of the government shutdown ending. And again, this was the longest government shutdown to date. And it's just good that we're getting some resolution here tonight, right? Okay, the rally was driven by the optimism that the ongoing government shutdown may be ending soon and that physical headwinds might abate. It says interesting intermarket signals. Treasury yields pull back slightly, which may boost risk assets. Tech stocks lagged while the Dow posted gains. The Nasdaq Composite slipped 0.3%. Fully day showing divergence in leadership. And AMD actually did really well today. It said it was up 9%. So again, there's a lot of positivity surrounding AI and just that whole AI market. A lot of people are calling for a bust, but I still think we're in a boom. I still think AI has a lot to offer. It's going to be a multi-trillion-dollar industry. We've already seen NVIDIA in the multi-trillions. We're going to see other companies come out of this, and it's just going to get stronger. I think we just touching the surface of AI. And also that intersection between AI and blockchain, I think it's going to be pretty good too, because the decentralization of crypto projects go really well with AI technology. Okay, takeaway. Market sentiment is cautiously positive on the physical front, but remains mixed on structural issues. Okay. All right, so let's take a look at crypto. Bitcoin. So Bitcoin's at 101,810 right now, down 0.72%. And the same for altcoins. It looks like altcoins are slightly down as well. They did get a bounce over the weekend, and then it kind of just trickled off because, again, I think it was just the uncertainty with this government shutdown. But my suspicion is that crypto will probably bounce tonight once we get that official news that, okay, the government shutdown is ended, the House voted, and we got this package passed through. Other crypto assets also drifted. Yeah, altcoins drifted. Ethereum, XRP, Solana fell 5% in some cases. But yeah, so that's pretty much the takeaway for the crypto. Crypto remains in consolidation and vulnerable to macro surprises. Given volatile sentiment, this may be more of a watch and wait phase unless a strong catalyst emerges. Now, we are going to get this Clarity Act soon. I think the government shutdown was kind of a hindrance to it. So I think once it opens back up, I think that catalyst is right around the corner. And then we have the quantitative tightening stopping December 1st. We'll get quantitative easing, more liquidity will enter into the market. And then interest rates, right? So we got two interest rates, one in September, one in October. We didn't have a meeting in November, and we're most likely will get an interest rate cut here in December. And again, like I said, it's not going to be 90% certainty I think on the Fed Watch tool, if you go to the Fed Watch tool, you'll see like for September, it was like 95, 96%, and the same thing for October. I think it's going to be right around that 60 to 70% this time in December. So that way, not everybody can expect it. And it's probably going to be that much more impactful when it comes to risk assets like crypto. So, yeah. Okay, so that's pretty much it. So let's look a little bit more in the government shutdown update. So it says the U.S. federal government has been shut down for 43 days, making this the longest shutdown in U.S. history. The U.S. House of Representatives is scheduled to vote on the funding bill passed by the U.S. Senate that would end the shutdown. And again, yeah, so these, again, like I mentioned earlier, they were going to do it at 4 p.m. today, but somehow it got pushed back. Maybe people were saying, oh, we need additional time, and so on and so forth, right? Major issues. Democrats oppose the package of overlap of health care subsidies. Conservatives back it, and even the administration supports it. So, there's still not 100% agreement, but I think there was like some Democrats on that came through and said, okay, we're going to vote on this anyway. We're going to pass it through. And it's most likely because of all these government programs that have gotten shut down that they're no longer available to people that actually need it. And again, we're seeing the hit in the airports, and we know we're coming up on a holiday, so we don't want this to impact that, even though it probably still will. But, at least if we get it open now, we have some chance of it going back to normal during the holidays. Other impacts. The Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program remains under strain. The U.S. Supreme Court extended a pause on court order that would have forced full funding of SNAP benefits for 42 million Americans. And yeah, so this is a program that helps feed people. So we're looking to get that open up. They're looking to get that open up. Hopefully, takeaway: the shutdown is major overhang for markets. If a resolution passes, relief could fuel further upside, but failure to pass could reignite risk aversion. And I think they're going to get it passed, right? If it got passed through the Senate, I think the House is going to pass it through, and we should see it open up hopefully by tonight. So things to watch out for: House vote tonight, obviously. Fed commentary, yield and rate cut. I don't think that's going to be tonight, but something to look out for in the future. Treasury yields further decline may support equities. Sharp rises could pressure valuations. Crypto catalyst. I think that Clarity Act is probably going to be the next catalyst for crypto. And then the cycle usually playing out where, Bitcoin goes parabolic, altcoins go parabolic. And yeah, a lot of people are calling for the Bitcoin dominance to turn over. We haven't really had a huge altcoin rally. And, I want to point this out as well. A lot of people are saying that we're not going to get an altcoin season like last time. But from what I can remember last time, there was still a bunch of altcoins on CoinMarketCap. There were thousands of altcoins, and not all of them got liquidity. So when people say, oh, well, there's too many coins, we're not going to get pumped altcoin season like we used to. Well, I would say that was the same thing last time. Not every altcoin pumped. Like, some pumped, 20, 30x, while some just did 2, 3x. So I think it's going to be the same thing this time. It's probably going to be mainly the ones on the front page, but you're going to get ones in the top 100, top 200 that are sleepers that are going to run, 20, 30, 50x, or maybe even 100x some of these. So especially the ones that are providing utility. If it's a project that's providing utility, it's on major exchanges, it has a good shot of doing really well. So just got to pay attention to that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. The markets are not, they're consolidating, slight dip. And I think by the end of this week, we should see some type of reversal, especially if we get this government shutdown. All right, so that's pretty much it with the update. We will play a few games of chess and call it a day. Okay. And I fell below 1,500 again. It happens, so I'm not really worried about it. I'll get back up. I'll get back up to 1,500 again. Hmm. It's getting cold here in Florida. The weather is around 30 degrees. It kind of fell like it went from 60 degrees and then all of a sudden 30. So it was like, whoa, what is going on? But it actually does feel good when there's no wind. But I mean, it's just 30 degrees is ridiculous, in my opinion. I mean, I know some people from up north are like, this is typical for us. But and I'm originally from up north, but if you haven't been up north for a while, you just don't get used to the cold like that. Okay. Darn it. Oh wow, I only have 20 seconds. Darn it. I didn't even pay attention to that. Yeah, 10 seconds. I gotta move faster. Oof. Darn it. I forgot this was bullet. Have to move faster. Faster. Thought I was playing rapid for a little bit. I gotta pay attention. All right, this is gonna be the last game. Last game of the day. I need to go get some dinner and relax. People that push pawns. Yeah, the crypto market, altcoins are tanking. Again, I think this is really the last shakeout. We've really entered all the way into 2025. This bull cycle has been really different. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this plays out. Did you lose a piece? I think you did lose a piece, buddy. is it? I won. All right, that's my last game. No more today. But yeah, so we should be getting news on this government shutdown here towards the end of the day. They say 7 o'clock. So they did work over the weekend, so it looks very promising. I think we're going to get something passed tonight. And hopefully that we see that reflect in the crypto market. And I think that the rest of this November should be pretty positive for the market. But that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.